We all have stories that we tell ourselves. Stories that we tell ourselves to make sense of the world, to feel okay in the world, right? To make sense of our anxiety, to make sense of our fear, to make sense of how we relate to others, right? Maybe we've had an experience or we're fearful of a certain experience, and so we tell ourselves a story that I have to be prepared for anything that may happen. Inevitably, pain's going to come my way, and I got to be ready to avoid it. Maybe there's parts of us we've opened up to somebody, felt rejected by it, and so the story we tell ourselves is I have to always put up a wall with other people. There's all kinds of stories we tell ourselves. Now, this author, Steve Cuss, wrote this about when it comes to the tangible love of God. He said, "The love of God is no less tangible than those stories that we tell ourselves. It's just less familiar." Because the reality is that we are going to live our lives believing the stories of fear and of anxiety and of pride, or leaning into and receiving the love of Christ, the hope of Christ, and our new identity in Christ. That's why Martin Luther said we must preach the gospel to ourselves every day. Paul says that the Lord has poured out his love into our hearts through his Spirit. If you're a follower of Jesus, Spirit of God lives within us. The Lord has poured out his love. And for many of us, there's just a gap there. We know that in our heads, but it hasn't worked its way into our lived experience. And I just simply asked you, what are the containers in your life that are catching, that are receiving the love of Jesus in your life?